Hey guys, it's Julie. Happy Monday. Hope you're all doing well today. It's Monday morning. Hey, you guys ever watch E.T.? What's Eric Thomas? E.T., my boy. He's always like, thank God it's Monday. Because, that's really when we can get back to work and get back to doing all the things that are going on in our lives. And so, anyway, I'm just hoping you have an awesome Monday today. Thanks for joining me for coffee. I got back to my working out after 2 weeks of not working out, and man, it felt good. I was really grateful I could go to the gym, but I got my butt kicked today. So anyway, that's good though. Hope you guys are doing great. Hey, listen, today I wanted to talk a little bit about why sometimes we feel like what we're doing is not important. It's the little things. I don't know about you guys, but this is mostly therapy for me because I'm just preaching to myself. I don't know about you guys, but do you ever look at what you're doing and be like, everybody else is doing something so much more important? Like, for instance, on Saturday, Damien went to go photograph Silver Oak release day. He goes out and uses gifts and talents. And what do? I stay at home, and I'm not demeaning this by any means, but I'll just tell you how I feel about it. Clean the kitchen, go to the store, get some Super Bowl snacks, come home, and then I decided to try to play for an hour Littlest Pet Shops with Livy so she could use her imagination and have fun, and then read a little bit, and then cook dinner, a nice meal, so when Damien comes home we can have a nice hot meal. And I made mango salsa, homemade mango salsa, and roasted garlic, and pancetta wrapped pork loin, and it was really good. It was a good meal, but and some other healthy stuff. But the point was that when he came home, sometimes I can feel like all I did was make dinner today, or all I did was homeschool today, or all I did was take care of the kids today. Do you guys ever have that feeling? Does anybody have that feeling besides me? Because sometimes I'm seeing people out there using their gifts and talents and out in the world doing things and making money and all of that stuff and supporting their families. And then you just feel like, wow, what am I doing? I'm just going to work at my regular job every day, or I'm just doing this. But you know what? Here's the thing that I've been realizing is that each one of those little things, they're actually really important. And we don't see the ripples of what we're doing, because it's almost like, how you throw the rock in the pond and the body of water, and you see the ripples because they're on top. It's almost like we're in that place on the bottom, right where the rock fell, where those actions are originating. And if you're on the bottom, you're not going to be seeing the ripples that come out on top, right? So if you're there in that moment, in your homeschooling or whatever, you're trying to teach your kids how to be respectful of adults. You're not going to come and see them. Hey, Carissa, how are you doing? You're not going to see the ripple effect of that, and then them growing up and them teaching their kids to be respectful of adults right away. You're not going to see the fruit of what you're doing always, because we're in that central location where the rock was thrown. We're just right there where the rock is. I was talking about if a rock was thrown in a body of water. We don't see the outside of that happening. All we see is the action. All we see is the place where the rock fell. And I just want to encourage you today that the little things that you are doing, they are very important. The nice dinner that you made for your family today to feed them is important. And the time that you spent playing with your kids, it's important. And so whatever you gave, that sandwich that you bought that homeless guy that didn't have anything to eat, it's important. And I want you to remember this. And one of the great things is when you do so for instance, we there's a lot of talk about Syrian refugees, and we give to a great organization called A21. A21 is anti-human trafficking, and they've been on the ground for 2 years with the Syrian refugees, trying to keep them from being trafficked. They're very vulnerable. And we've given, a tiny bit, a tiny seed, $35 here and there, right? But you know what is amazing is what they did with the money that people donated is they bought these containers, and they outfitted them with sinks and mirrors so that people could wash and all of that, and have some dignity. And so when you see that online, and I was watching this live video, and Christine Kane is standing in the container, and people are coming in to wash, and even though it felt like nothing, like distributing that $35, it felt like nothing. Those people were the ripple effect of each person that donated. And so it's like sometimes we don't get to see that, though. You don't always get to see the live broadcast from halfway around the world for something that you gave or something that you did, or the future broadcast of your kids and your grandchildren, because we're right in the center of the activity. So I just want to encourage you today, keep doing the small things, keep playing with your kids, keep going to work, keep doing what's in your hand to do, because it's important. And it's just as important as somebody else who's, like we can look and say like, oh, they're more important because they're what? They're doing this, they're doing that, they're using their gifts and talents. But guess what? If you're at home and you're taking care of your kids and they're sick, you are using the gifts that you have and the nurturing that you have to take care of them, and you are doing the same. And if you're a faith-based believer, this is for all my faith-based people out there, let's take it one step further. Worship is not about a song that you're singing. It's about taking what you have and using it. And I realized this the other day, because when Damien goes out to photograph, I'm always praying for him, and I pray for, that this act of worship, him doing what he's supposed to do, will result in good things. And then all of a sudden I realized, why am I down on myself? Because I'm sitting here homeschooling my kids for like 4 or 5 hours a day, just sitting there, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, not Miranda, but she does her own thing. She's going, but anyway, but I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, what am I doing with my life? But then guess what, you guys? Worship is not only going out into the world and doing the things that you're supposed to do, it is also being in your home and doing the things that you're supposed to be doing with what you have. If you're teaching your kids, like Carissa's a teacher, if you're teaching your kids and you're using your gift of teaching to teach them, that is worship, because you're taking what you have and you're using it to do something good. Oh, my connection's weak. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, guys.